By Daniel Feliciano, the 30th of October 2022, 8:10 p.m. Gary Neville slams reckless Gianluca Scamacca for what he did in West Ham United v Manchester United. Gary Neville felt that Gianluca Scamacca could have been sent off for a reckless challenge for West Ham during their clash with Manchester United. Having already been booked for a lazy tackle in the first half on Marcus Rashford, Scamacca went flying in with a high challenge on Lisandro Martinez with the ball in the air and caught the Argentine on the head with his boot. The home side were furious that he wasn't sent off, and while speaking on commentary, Neville, Sky Sports, the 30th of October 1721, admitted that it was reckless and that he was probably saved by going with the side of his boot rather than his studs. "He's been booked, hasn't he?" he said. "They're saying it was reckless. I think he was entitled to go for it, but I have to say it was reckless. The ball was there to win and he's got a yellow card already. It bounces off him and his reaction is always to go for it. It isn't with his studs, it's with the side of his boot. I think if he goes with his studs in an unnatural way, which he wouldn't be kicking the ball, he goes to kick it with the outside of his right foot, which I think is probably going to save him. There was no intent in the challenge whatsoever, but you can be safe in the knowledge that if Harry Maguire had done that to Scamacca and was on a booking, would have been screaming for him to be sent off. Scamacca jumped high, had both feet off the ground and made no contact with the ball, so if he had been sent off then there could have been no complaints. David Moyes did the right thing and subbed him off almost immediately afterwards, which blunted the goal threat of West Ham, but it had to be done. He was clearly growing frustrated with having a limited influence on the game. Such was Manchester United's dominance in possession, and it got the best out of him. He must take more care in the future because that could really have cost the team in a bigger way than it did, as he was ultimately quite lucky to still be available for next week's game.